Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Emma. I have one kid, I work outside, and today I want to share with you how I am planning for the week. It's been quite a while that I haven't created a video of me planning for the week, prepping for the week, and I think this is a good time. I am going to try to make it as short as possible, but you will see as well some of the things that we have done here in our homeschool. I have been doing some bakery with my kid, and we have been doing some projects, so you might see some of that here and there. As well, I would like to share with you our resource binder, and I would like to give you a little of a quick view of it. If you want a more detailed view of our resource binder, just make sure you leave a comment and you give me some thumbs up to just keep me motivated to keep uploading videos. I am just trying to, as much as I can, plan ahead our weeks. I am trying to keep with our routine, and you just heard my son taking the trash out. He just said that. And at the same time, making sure that we are keeping with the things that we need to be doing. If you hear some noises while I am planning here our week, is my kid just being him, trying to do the stuff that he needs to be doing as well. So with that being said, I am going to start planning. So I will be switching the camera. You will see me here and there, and I will start planning for what will be our upcoming week. Okay, so I will start by just adding in here the materials and the days. So I already wrote with anticipation: Bible, reading and spelling, grammar, writing, math, history, geography, science, skills, and electives. And usually that's how I like to divide my planner. I like to just make sure that I keep with the routine, even when it comes to the order in which I choose to put the subjects in here. Sometimes you see me that I get confused and I might make a mistake, but usually that's how it goes, and I like to keep it that way. I've been adding color to this planner a little bit here and there, not much, but you can see already here on my, let me just lift the planner, on the calendar, that I add a little bit of color, just a little bit. And you can see there how I planned as well our homeschool year. But anyways, we are going to be here planning for this upcoming week. So I would like to get ready. Usually I take Saturdays and Sundays to plan for our week. That's what I like to do. And lately I've been adding the days here, Monday, and I add actually the date that we're going to be working. So we did 15, Saturday 16, Sunday 17, Monday 18. So I have here, and I continue like that for the rest of the days. Usually I write in manuscript. Lately I've been writing in cursive. I can do a combination of both of them, so you will see that half of my planner is manuscript, half of my planner is cursive, and that's okay with me. Reality is the planner is not to look beautiful. I mean, we try, but is to actually do the job that we need the planner to be doing, which is to keep us accountable with the things that we need to be doing. So I have in here as well our resource binder, and I expressed to you guys that I was going to show you that. So this is the resource binder that I did for my kid, and in here we have still some of the poems that we keep practicing from our first language lessons. And I got these poems. I think it was from a mom. I am not quite sure. If I find the name, I will add it to the description box for you guys. But it's been really helpful because he has a copy and I have a copy as well. So he's able to see, let me see if the camera helps me, what I am reading at the same time. he is able to see it. So I have as well the student resource notebook in here for IW. As well, he has math, some of the resources for math to help him if he needs a little bit of help, he's not understanding. So I just got these from Teachers Pay Teachers a while ago. I think I show you guys that. And it's just very helpful for your kid as a reference when they're doing math. So if you want a flip through of this binder, I can give you a flip through of the binder, but so far I have it here because I think I might use it for some of the things that I have for this week that I want to do with my kid. So that's the reason why you see that I have this binder in here. And it is all divided, so it has dividers as well that I created for him. So very pretty. So let me just start adding Bible, and we are using answers in Genesis. That is the curriculum that we're using for Bible. He is currently on lesson 6, and we finished that lesson. I usually do one more week as a review, so that's what I am going to be doing here for him to review again lesson 6 for answers in Genesis. It is the homeschool edition. That is the curriculum that we are using currently. And we are on God Creates the Universe. And usually what I do is that not only that I plan here on the weekly plan, but as well I like to add information on the weekly overview of the things that I am going to be doing with him. But since I know this is something that I am going to be doing already for the week, I don't need to be start in here with a weekly overview because I know for a fact that we are going to be doing that. But sometimes when I have not a clear idea of what we're going to be doing during the week, I like to use first the weekly overview because that's the area that I can use in the planner to be switching around and moving around things. Because if you notice, I am using pen. I start with pencil and then I just start using pen because I realized that to do videos here on YouTube, it's very difficult to see what I am doing if I am writing in pencil. So I have this in pen now, and it will be easy for you guys to see. Eventually you will see some screenshots of what I am doing right now with the planner, so you guys have a better idea of how I organize things. So I would like to add pages in here. So I add the lesson and then I write the pages. And I like to do as well building blocks at the beginning of each week, even if we have seen that video lesson already. But I like to always, as a refresher of what he had learned already, I would like to add it here, building blocks. And as well, I like to add the information of the memory verses that we are learning or that we are reviewing for that week. We continue reviewing the verse that we learned the first week, and we add a new verse to learn because he already learned the previous one. He is just reviewing it. We are on verse 119, 89, 90. So that is the verse that we are learning currently. And then we do a review here on Timothy, 2 Timothy 3:16, 17, and it says, all scripture is breathed out by God and profitable for teaching, for reproof, for correction, for training in righteousness, that the man of God may be complete, equipped for every good work. So that is the one that we are reviewing currently. And we are going to do as well our 3-minute devotion. It's a very simple book. It really doesn't take 3 minutes for us to do it. So that is really good. And I will continue that for the rest of the plan. I have finished already this area, so I am going to continue here. We do sometimes as a game the Bible trivia. And we review Timothy, 2 Timothy. And we do our 3-minute devotion. And that's Bible right there. Now I am going to be doing obviously all about reading. We are doing lesson 29. I like to add the pages. And let me just look at those pages since I have them in here. So here's all about reading. I would like to look at lesson 29. We are moving a little bit slow with all about reading, but remember that I would like to make sure that he's understanding everything. In lesson 29 is read Summer Storm. Here I will add a spelling. All about reading. I am adding these like this because I already know that this is what we're going to be doing for next week. I am very clear that that's what we're going to be doing. So that is the reason why you don't see me go back and forth. It's just that I am going to be continuing with that same lesson for the next week, since it's a lesson that we start just recently. So that is the reason why you don't see me going towards the weekly overview, but eventually you will see that I am going to be writing in this area, and I am going to be explaining to you guys what is going to happen, what I am going to be adding in a specific in that area. So here's how I planned everything. I just want to skip a little bit on the planning because I have shown you guys that before, but just to have an idea on how I plan things, I just make sure that I have the things that I am really sure of what we're going to be doing already done and written in here. Lately, I've been doing a little bit of reverse planning when it comes to writing, because obviously we're a little bit behind to what I have planned. And yes, I tend to say that there's not such a thing of behind when it comes to homeschool, because you're not following public school, obviously. But you do, if you have some goals, if you have plans, if you made some plans at the beginning of the homeschool year and you're not according to those plans that you made at the beginning, then you can fall behind. So I am trying to catching up with those materials. Example of that is writing, science, Spanish. We're a little bit behind on that. With the rest, we're pretty much good to go. But with those 3 subjects, we are going a little bit behind. We are good in math. With math, you see, primary mathematics is going, and we're about to finish with that. We are doing the extra practice for primary mathematics, so we are really good on that. Geography, we're going with that. Story of the world, we're a little bit behind with the story of the world, but it's more because I decide, remember that I expressed to you guys that I changed the schedule, and I decide to do history 2 times and 3 times for geography, because on Monday I have a very busy schedule, especially when it comes to my work. It's a very it's not your normal schedule, so it's easy for me to do it this way. Our previous schedule was not working for us, so that is the reason why I decide not to add the history here, story of the world. With learning American history, you guys know we are very slow with that one. It's going, but it's going very slow, and that is the reason you don't see anything in here. We were sick as well, so we spent quite a long time without doing anything. Almost, I think it will be almost 2.5 weeks that we were not able to do anything besides the basic ones. But here I have already how we're going to be working with these. If you notice, IW is blank there because while we've been working with it, it's not up to the time of what I had planned from the beginning. And in here, I will be making our weekly goals. If you notice, every time, let me just show you here. I made weekly goals. You don't see them in here, but I made them in another notebook. and sometimes it's not a lot, it's just a little bit, whatever it is that we need to play catching up with. If you notice, I tend to fill these with the things that we have to be doing. Just give me a quick idea of what we need to be doing, and that is what I am going to be doing with this side now, so you're able to see that. But just to let you know, this is how I like to plan. I usually cover everything we need to be doing in here. If we need extra materials for anything, I add on the extra materials and websites aside. And if you notice, I have materials in here. I have to add a homeschool book that I like to do when we do geography with my kid, and I like to add as well the Dollar Tree book. I am probably going to be adding that there, but I already have it in the cart for him to be able to find it, because we do look at information in there as well. So here I will be adding our weekly goals, and I will have an idea of what we're going to be doing as well. In here I add any last minute things that I want to be adding, any type of material, and as well I add them on these extra materials side, just because if I don't see it in here, I will be able to see it on the other side. So here I have Bible, anything that we're going to be doing for Bible. I have to look for some things that I have to print and have to add to these, but so far this is how it's looking. I like to leave this little bit of a space in case I have to add something at the last minute, or I can add it again in here like I expressed earlier. But if you notice, that's what I like to do, is just make sure that I have an idea on how we're going to be working for that week. So that is the point on using the weekly overview, that you have an idea on how things are going to be happening during that week, or how you envision things are going to be happening for that week that you guys are going to be working. That's how I like to use the planner. I have never shown you how I planned the homeschool year. This is how I planned it. So we start officially in October, but we were doing materials from the previous year until around the end of September. So August and September we were already working, but not with our new materials. We were waiting with our new materials, and you guys know that I expressed already that we applied for a program, we were approved, and it took us long to receive the new materials. So we start on October and we continue. We supposed to finish around June, but we can stretch it to July. On July we are going to be doing obviously summer work. I will be talking about that later on, but this is how pretty much our calendar looks, with the days and activities and things that we are going to be doing. I don't have it here on the field trips because I have to add those in here. I haven't added them yet because most of them we haven't been able to do. I am waiting for a little bit for the warm weather, but we have a few activities that I would like to add. Probably I will take this half of the calendar. Here I took what it was going to be our weeks off and weeks that we were not going to be doing a lot of work, so I add those in there. And we have the curriculum progress here. If you notice, there's not a lot there happening because, like I said, we start late our homeschool year. But if you notice in here, we've been working with reading, spelling, Bible. So let's just go back a little bit here so I can show you guys how I am going to be doing this side of the planner, so you guys have an idea on how I am going to be working with that. So I would like just to start with the weekly goals, what I want to really tackle for this week, or at least how I envision that I will be able to accomplish those goals for this week. So I would like to add those so here I want to add the goals that I want to add for this week. So one of them will be to complete the reader or survival tales. As well, I would like us to complete some of the materials that I feel like we need to work a little bit more. Example of that will be with reading and comprehension. I am already starting to plan and look for the things that I want to accomplish for the summer and the next year, so that I would like to continue. So I would like to add here summer activities. As well, I would like to add here planning. Upcoming year. I am looking as well for activities to do that we can be a little bit more social, so I would like to add here activities. So far, that's what I want to do. I want to as well clean and organize the bookshelf. So that is what I want so far to do. When it comes to goals, I want to concentrate on that. As of right now, I have to create some material, so let me just add that in here. For history, as well continue with materials for Spanish. So I would like to add just that, and now I will be working with this side of the planner. I would like to add here Bible, for what we have to do on Monday, and this is an easy way for me to know exactly what we need to be doing quickly and fast. I'm just adding the basics just to have an idea on what I want to do. And with writing, obviously I have to be working with writing. I already expressed that we are a little bit behind, but I would like to add it there because I do want to work with that. Math. So pretty much what we're going to be doing on Monday, that's what I want in there. If I want to add something, I usually add it here towards this corner. Again, the same with Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. For Saturday, that's my plan, the weekday, and Sunday is church for us, and he goes to his group for church, and they have a little group for youth, and he participates in that group. So he is actually doing that during Sundays. My Saturday as well is a cleaning day, so usually when I have clean, I just added it here so I just can't remember. I might add a design here. Usually that's what I do. Here I just don't go into detail. I just want to be able to see whatever we need to be doing for that day, fast and easy, nothing complicated. Math, I do geography as well. On Monday we don't do history, but I do geography, science, and Spanish. We don't do that on Tuesday, so we do math, we do history. We don't do geography. History, I know that is learning literature, American literature, and then we are doing as well story of the world. So now I will be adding some math, history. We don't do geography, but we do science. We don't do Spanish, but we do art. And that's how the Tuesdays really quick look. The same for Wednesday, and it repeats pretty much. It's just changed a little bit for Friday. So let me just jump to Friday so you guys can see, and then I just give you a look at the end. So reading, spelling, grammar, writing. Fridays we don't do history, we do geography, we do math, geography. We still do science. We don't do, let me see if I add Spanish for this week. No, we have architect, and that's what I will add there. So I have Bible, reading, spelling, grammar, writing, math, geography, science, and we don't do history this day, but we do financial literacy. So I do Matthew C usually, and financial. So that's pretty much how it looks. I will continue with this and I will show you after. This is giving you a rough idea on how I plan. This is my design at the end to remind me of the cleaning day, and as well how I like to have things. I will make copies of his geography now, so I like to have all of that ready. So I like to make copies of his geography papers that he's going to be using during the week, as well some of the papers that we're going to be using for our history, and some of the papers that we're going to be using, I think it is for our math, for our financial literacy. I like to do those copies ahead of time, so I like to have the geography, the financial literacy, and everything that I need for this week. I have it ready. I put it on his clipboard and make sure that everything is ready. Okay, you guys, so I hope that this video is helpful. I hope that it gives you ideas and lets you know, guys, how I plan here in our homeschool. I like to get myself as ready as I can. Sometimes, yes, I always forget something. We are not perfect, and I am not going to pretend in here that I am. Sometimes I forget to prepare or make copies of some of the materials that we need. Sometimes I think that we don't need anything, and I just maybe skip my mind, even if I have gone through the material already previously before we start doing our homeschool year. So just being real in here, we are not perfect. Sometimes I forget stuff, even though I take the time to plan ahead. And sometimes I just can't plan ahead, and I have to do what we call reverse planning. Not completely, but you know, for some of the materials like I just showed you previously. Usually I do like to plan ahead because that gives me peace of mind, and it helps me to know already what I need to be doing. But sometimes we don't feel well, sometimes we are overwhelmed, or sometimes we feel a little bit frustrated with the things that we have to do, because I do a lot of car schooling, so it requires a certain type of organization. So yes, I usually like to plan ahead of time, but like I said, I am not perfect, so some days I have to just go with the flow. So I hope this video is helpful. If it is, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Give me some thumbs up. That's how you let me know that this is the type of content that you are expecting. I will see you then. Bye-bye.